and I'll be sharing the behind the scenes of the whole operation and such, and taking you guys behind with me, because I would personally love to see a video like this if I'm going to choose a clinic like Acacia Medical, to see what the process is really like, raw and unfiltered. Oh my god, who's this? Is that everything? Oh my god! Alright guys, so just like that, my journey to Stockholm begins. Super excited. I've always wanted to do a hair transplant. I can't quite believe that it's finally happening. Long journey to go yet. So we've got a train from Birmingham New Street to London Euston, and then a tube to Heathrow, then a flight to Stockholm, then another train into Central, and then finally we get to the hotel. All the more fun. I really enjoy traveling, so I really can't wait to get on this journey and bring you guys along to my whole hair transplant journey and experience. So we made it to the train, guys, and yeah, I'm super excited for this hair transplant. Like I said, it's been something that I've wanted to get done for the best part of 4 or 5 years now, and really excited to finally get it done. I am getting 3,500 grafts, so hopefully that'll be enough coverage to cover both the front, sort out my hairline, and also the crown region too. I'm not sure if you can see that. I normally keep my hair a bit longer up top when I get a haircut. I get the barber to just trim it ever so slightly with scissors. But yeah, hopefully I'll get about, I don't know, 2,000 grafts up front and then 1,500 in the crown region, and we'll see how it turns out. But like I said, I'll bring you guys every step of the way. I know I've been very anxious going into this journey. I've got so many questions. Acacia Medical have been so fantastic in giving me amazing support prior to the surgery. They've been great in answering all my questions. I've even been on the phone with their clinic owner, which has been great too, and he's been answering my questions. So yeah, hopefully I'll bring you guys along on this journey and you'll enjoy it, and it will be quite insightful, maybe entertaining too, we'll see. So you guys might be wondering, why did you choose Sweden for the hair transplant? Well, in basic, it's because I did quite a lot of research and I realized that it's 3 main things which I care about when it comes to getting my hair transplant. The first is the quality of the surgery and the procedure itself. The second is the cost of the whole procedure. And the third is the level of aftercare and support that you can get from the clinic. And really, after doing a lot of research, of course, there's many clinics in Turkey. There's a few clinics here in the UK. What I realized is that a lot of the Turkey clinics were far too cheap. They didn't really give off a very professional impression, and I came across some horrible reviews online of a lot of Turkish clinics, and it's so far away from home as well that aftercare just seems like completely non-existent. And sure, it's cheap, but sometimes if you're going to invest in something as big as a hair transplant, you'd rather get it done right, because they're going to take out hairs from the back of your head and you're not going to get those hairs back, believe it or not. That leads me on to my second point, which is price. Other clinics I came across, especially in the UK, were quoting me £12,000 to £15,000, which is just well outside of my budget, and I simply can't afford that. And in my honest opinion, the standards might be a bit higher than outside of the UK, but is it really worth paying an extra 10k for it? I don't think so. You can get plenty of amazing places outside of the UK which offer hair transplants for around the same quality and a lot less money, and which provide customer service, which is my third reason for choosing Acacia Medical. So far, Acacia Medical has ticked the quality box, it's also ticked the price box, and also it ticks the customer service box. And yeah, so they're offering 3,500 grafts for just £6,000. That's my package. I think that's a very reasonable package. But yeah guys, let's carry on with our journey. There's our plane right there.
Cabin crew stations for cabin scale check.
Alright guys, welcome to Sweden. Guys, I'm a little bit stumped at how clean this place is. There's literally not a speck of dirt anywhere. Just for your guys' reference, if you do end up coming to Stockholm to get a hair transplant and you land at the airport that I landed in, then the quickest way to get into central Stockholm is using the Arlanda Express. It's not very expensive. I was able to use a child ticket because somehow a 25-year-old is also a child. But I'm not complaining. I got a few quid off, a few pounds off. But this is the quickest way to get into central Stockholm. Once you're in central Stockholm, the clinic is literally a stone's throw away. You can get a taxi to it. It's definitely not the end of the world if I don't get this transplant done, but it's something that I've always wanted to do, so. So we've made it to the land of PewDiePie, Sweden. First impressions on this place, really amazing place. Everything is so clean, so organized. People are super friendly here. First impressions, amazing. I have made it now to the hotel. I'm kind of shattered, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump in the shower. I'm gonna try and get a couple of hours sleep, get a nap in, so catch up on that, energize myself, get some food in my system, do a bit of touristy stuff, get breakfast tomorrow at the hotel, and then first thing in the morning we'll be having our hair transplant. And fingers crossed, I'll be sharing the behind the scenes of the whole operation and what my experience is like, talking to the surgeons and such, and taking you guys behind with me, because I would personally love to see a video like this if I'm going to choose a clinic like Acacia Medical, to see what the process is really like, raw and unfiltered. Really looking forward to it. I just finally want to get it done. It's been in the making for a few years. I'm so happy that I'm finally here in Sweden. The hair transplant clinic is actually next door to me. This is a really nice hotel that's literally couple of minutes walk away from the hair transplant clinic, so it's very convenient. I don't have to worry about getting a long train or taxi journey in the morning to get to the clinic. So yeah, catch up with you guys soon, I guess. Alright guys, so it's now the night before the transplant. I'm out having a late night stroll along this beautiful lake just outside my hotel, and I'm just contemplating a little bit about, once the hair transplant is done, what level of pain I'm going to feel and how I'm going to sort of counteract that pain and deal with it. And I'm especially worried about how I'm going to get to go to sleep at night once all of those 3,500 grafts of hair have been extracted from the back of my head. But yeah guys, the whole premise of me making this vlog and this video is to share with you guys my raw, unfiltered thoughts and experiences prior to and post getting the hair transplant. So I hope you guys are finding all of this quite insightful and helpful, and I hope that prior to you going on your journey, I'm providing a bit of reassurance that it's perhaps not as difficult and as daunting as some people make it seem. But have a look at this place. This is beautiful. Look at that bridge there. This is just beautiful. I'm not sure if the camera picks it up. Stockholm really is an amazing city and a beautiful city to do your hair transplant in. You also get joggers at this time of night, which is great. Thinking actually it's a good chance to show you guys what my hair looks like when it's wet, pre-HT. As you can see, it looks pretty terrible. You can really see the extent of the hair loss there. I'll be sure to do another one of these videos in about 6, 7, 8 months time with wet hair. The wet hair test is the real hair test. Oh, good morning guys from a rainy Stockholm. I'm now walking to the hair transplant surgery. Luckily it's only about 3 minutes walk from where my hotel is. It's actually why I chose the hotel, because once I get done with the hair transplant, I don't want to have to worry about a big faff in transport getting back to my hotel and relaxing. So yeah, it's finally happening. Really looking forward to it. Let's get this show on the road. Hey guys, so I'm here with Firo. I'm really happy that he's joined us today, and he is the head of operations for Acacia Medical, and we'll be asking him a few generic questions about hair transplants and then a few questions about Acacia Medical too. So are we ready to get going?
Sure.
What would you say attracts your patients to Acacia Medical as opposed to other clinics?
That our main goal is to be genuine and honest. We are not going to try to sell something to you. We want to give you the right information. Then after that, it's up to you to decide if you want to do your operation with us or with someone else. The main thing for me is honesty and to be genuine, because I have done this myself. Even after the operation, you know, the questions are popping up and you want to have answers. Even after the operation, you can call us and we are going to be able to answer your questions.
Amazing. Those were all my questions. So thank you so much for taking
Thank
the time.
you.
I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to get my hair transplant done. So we're going to go upstairs now and get it done, and I'll show you that process. Oh my god, who's this? Okay guys, so that's it, the hairline's been drawn and we're about to get started. So thanks a lot to Firo and his team. Wish me luck, hope it goes well, and I'll catch up with you guys soon.
Break it down. Yeah, break it down. Yeah, come on. Break it down. One more time.
Okay guys, so a little backstory about how I found out about Acacia Medical is I actually came across a viral YouTube video from this guy over here.
Hello!
His name is Simon and he's made some really amazing videos documenting his hair transplant journey, and I was just blown away by the amazing results. The results are really, really fantastic, and he did show them in his videos, but seeing it in person, it just looks really, really incredible, especially the front hairline. Like, if he wasn't to have made those videos, nobody can tell that he's had a hair transplant. So really fantastic results. This was one of the main things that drew me to Acacia Medical. And the amazing thing about Simon is that he started off here just as a customer like myself, and then he was so drawn to the clinic that he has actually ended up working here now, which is super, super awesome. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? It's,
yeah.
What a journey in his luxury office chair. What's your sort of thoughts on your hair transplant now, a year and a half later? Are you sort of really happy that you've done it? Has it been life-changing for you?
It really has. Well, obviously it led to a new job and everything, so it's been life-changing in so many ways.
Yeah.
But in terms of the results, it was beyond anything I could ever imagine. I was actually quite skeptical if hair transplants were something that even worked. And obviously it does. Now I get to see it every day.
So one thing that really drew me to Acacia Medical in particular when I was looking at the plethora of clinics available in my home country and other countries abroad is that they actually offer a guarantee. So if within a year 80% of the grafts don't grow back, then I'm able to come and get a corrective surgery free of charge from them. Is that right, Simon?
That is absolutely correct.
Guys, I've just got back into my hotel room from the hair transplant, so I thought I'd give you guys a very brief overview of exactly what went on throughout the whole procedure. As I walked in, I was given paperwork to fill in, and by the way, the staff at Acacia Medical was so welcoming, so friendly, and it was so good to see, especially when you come to a transplant or a hair transplant clinic from a different country. Once you've done the paperwork, you'll be invited upstairs where you've got your own room. You'll be asked to get changed, really take off your clothes, and they'll put a gown on you. The first thing that they'll do is they'll cut off any existing hair that you have, just so that they've got a very clear space to work with. At the next step, you'll be invited back into the operations room. The senior doctor will walk in and he will start drawing your new hairline on your head, which is really amazing to see. You'll be given a mirror as well, of course, so you can check exactly what's going on. Once the doctors have drawn the lines on your head and you've checked it and you're all happy with it, you'll then be invited onto the operation bed. And it's at this point where you'll go through what I'd like to say is the most uncomfortable part of the operation, which is the injecting into your head of the anesthetic. Now, of course, the anesthetic is absolutely key to this operation. There's no way you can do this and bear this operation, which is a 6-hour operation, by the way, in my case, for 3,500 grafts for the whole process, including lunch. But there's no way you could undergo all of that without the anesthetic. It just numbs your head and it allows the surgeons to work without you being in excruciating pain as they pluck out hairs and make incisions in your head and all sorts of stuff. This probably lasted around 40 seconds for the back of my head, and then when they went on to actually put the hair grafts that they'd extracted into the front of my head, they also had to put more injections of anesthetic into the front of my head. That took about 30 seconds. So that's the only uncomfortable part. I wouldn't call it painful. Once that's all done, you won't feel anything for the whole duration really of the operation. As soon as you're closed again, you're invited back downstairs to one of the offices where you're essentially debriefed. You're asked how you thought the whole experience went, and then you're talked through the first 10 days, which is the most crucial days after a hair transplant. And this is what I really liked about Acacia Medical. They broke down every single day what I can expect, what I should be doing, what medicines I should be taking. It was just a really nice experience. I was given some lotions and creams, shampoo even. These will last me, I guess, for around 2-3 weeks. I was also given the exact amount of medication that I need for the first 10 days, which is really great. And I was given a sheet which basically broke down every single day what I should be doing, even though it's explained to me. In that period, you've got so much new information coming, I'm probably going to forget a lot of it. So it's so great that I've got it all down on a sheet. And then I'm given an exact medicine schedule, when I can take my painkillers, when I should be taking each sort of medication. And yeah, once that's done, you're free to go. And it's an amazing experience. This is literally probably some of the best money that I've ever spent in my life, because it's investing really in my confidence. I wouldn't say that I was ever a person who lacked confidence, but I can definitely say that post this transplant, once hopefully I start seeing results, my confidence is going to start going through the roof. And what's also helped with that is my weight loss and being active, going to the gym, swimming. That's really been enormously beneficial to my mental health and my confidence and my self-esteem, even though again I've never really had issues with that, thank God. But yeah, hair transplant, amazing investment in yourself, in your future. This is the only sure and permanent way to stop hair loss. Are you okay? Thank you so much. That's okay. Appreciate it. Thank you. Alright guys, so quick update. It's definitely a great thing that I've decided to stay in Stockholm for a little while longer than my hair transplant, because there's no way I could have made that flight today. Going back home tonight. As you can see, I've just ordered food to my room. My plan was originally to go out and eat. Stockholm is such a beautiful city. And I also wanted to do a bit of exploring tomorrow and the day after, but I think the best bet is probably for me to stick in the hotel and just recover. Right guys, so it's now around 9 p.m. and I'm gonna get an early night's sleep, I think. The surgery really drained me out and my body is desperate for some sleep right now. But of course, you can't just sleep like you would normally sleep, on your side, on your head, in any direction that you want. You have to sleep in a very specific manner so as to not disturb the grafts that have been inserted into your head, because at the moment there's basically no glue whatsoever holding these grafts down. They're going to take around a week to 2 weeks to ferment themselves into my head, and until then I need to be very careful about how I go to sleep. But I actually knew that I'd be facing this issue before I came, so I've brought with me from home a couple of these neck cushions, and these ones are memory foam, super comfortable. Hopefully they'll allow me to have at least an average sleep. I'm not looking for the best night's sleep tonight because that's definitely not going to happen, but if I can just get 3-4 hours in, I'd be very happy with that. Good morning guys, so it's now the morning after the surgery, and all things considered, I think I had a pretty good night's rest. Wasn't of course the best night of sleep I've ever had, but I got about, I'd say 6 hours, which I'm completely shocked about. It was in like 3 stints of 2 hours, but I'll tell you what I did. So originally I was on the bed and I got really worried that I'd be moving around too much, so I completely changed up my sleeping position. As you can see, or I'll get up so you can see properly, I've actually moved to this sort of settee thing that the hotel have, and I've got my legs propped up on the hotel bed, and I'll show you the little contraption that I've made. I've got this cushion here from the bed for a bit of back cushioning and padding. I've also taken one of the duvets. I hope the hotel don't mind because part of it's on the floor now, but I've put that over it as well to give me a bit more cushioning too. And basically I'll be sitting here with my legs outstretched on the bed so I can get in a lying down position. My head is basically resting here because I can actually sleep quite comfortably without worrying about impacting my grafts in any way. So as you can see there, sleeping on my left side, that's very relaxing. Sleeping on my back there, sleeping on this side. I could even literally switch up my whole body. So now I'm sleeping on my side. I've got this piece of the neck pillow resting on my chin just here. If I put that like that, cover myself up with the duvet, and there we go. So you're probably thinking, Ammar, how does the hair transplant feel? Well, I'll tell you one thing. The swelling is definitely noticeable now. I can feel it and I can also see it. My head feels like a little bit of a balloon. Yesterday it felt like a much bigger hot air balloon, to be honest. Not painful, it's just a very weird sensation. But I can definitely see the utility of this hairband. So I guess this hairband is applying pressure here to stop the swelling from dropping down onto my eyes and the lower parts of my face, which we don't want to happen. In terms of the grafts themselves, they've all dried up. Yesterday it was quite wet blood, fresh out of the surgery. They all seem to have dried up now. It doesn't mean that they're any more rooted. Maybe they're a little bit more rooted, but I still need to be super careful about not touching them or anything, and not showering. That's going to be a weird thing now. I usually would be showering right now. It's going to be quite weird not to be able to shower for a couple of days, especially when I'm traveling and I'm moving around and whatnot. But I'm really starving right now, so I'll freshen up, we'll go have some breakfast, and we'll check out the tablets that I have to be taking for today. That was a pretty decent breakfast. These days I don't usually eat a lot, but if I need to eat, then I can definitely eat. I don't know if it's just me, but now that I've had a hair transplant, I've just realized how much I used to touch my head before, especially when I was on phone calls and things. And it's completely different now because I have to be really careful about letting my hands anywhere near these new grafts. Check out this view though. So I'm technically supposed to be resting today in my hotel room. It's the day after the surgery, but you can't just stick an energetic person like me in a room all day, especially when you put me in a city like Stockholm. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna explore. But do I feel super tired? Do I feel super lackadaisical the day after the surgery? I would say no, I actually don't. I feel completely fine. I'm not sure if the medicine I had this morning before and after breakfast helped with that. Probably did. Everything feels fine apart from on my scalp. It feels like I've got this sort of inbuilt balloon on my head. If I sort of try to move my forehead around, it feels like I've got this crocodile skin that I need to shed off the top of my head. But apart from that, everything seems to be completely fine, and I'm glad because I've only got a day left in Stockholm before I have to head back. The time is now 3 AM and it's time to check out from this hotel and head to the airport. But first, always leave your hotel room clean. Let's go. كم سنة صار لك بالسويد؟
راح أكمل 30. يلا بالسلامة.
So I was a little bit nervous going through airport security there because ordinarily you can only take 100 milliliters onto the plane and through security, and my clinic gave me this shampoo which is around 300 milliliters, and then I've got this special foam as well that's around 130 milliliters. These are really hard to source in the UK, so it's really important I got them through. But thankfully I just showed them my prescription and all was well, so props to you Swedish authorities, fair play. They've let me bring this through because it's for medical purpose. Guys, in hindsight, I would definitely have liked to stay in Sweden for a couple more days to minimize risk of damage, because right now it's been 2 days since the transplant and the hair is still super sensitive on my head, and when you're traveling you're always worrying about getting in and out of taxis, bumping your head on planes, etc. So it's always better to be safe than sorry, and perhaps those 2 or 3 days will save you a lot of grief in the long term. Isn't that just so typical? Land in the UK and the escalators don't work. And I've just come from a country where everything works so seamlessly. The public service in Sweden was amazing. The trains would literally have countdown timers to the exact second, and they do pay a little bit more taxes than us, but you can really see where that tax money goes. Not sure I can say the same here in the UK. Not sure where our tax pounds go, but enough ranting. I've got 2 more trains before I can get to my home, which is in Birmingham, and then get some much needed rest. Let's go do that. Those of you watching this video right now, inspired to get your own hair transplant, just know that it's a marathon and not a sprint. You need to be patient, you need to be determined. There's no possible way that I can end this video with an amazing new hairline and amazing results. You're gonna have to wait around a year for that. And if you want to track my progress throughout this journey, then be sure to subscribe to this channel and you'll be able to see how my hairline progresses throughout the months and hopefully years too. For now, let's jump on to our second train of the day. Finally back home, and great news, I can finally take off this band. So the purpose of this band was to stop the swelling from dropping down my face, I'm guessing. I'm gonna remove it right now. Been on my head for the best part of like 2.5 days. The way the clinic told me to do it is to drop it down my face and then cut it like this. That's the band gone. I look a bit more like a human now. The next step is now to remove the bandage that was protecting the donut area. So I hope that I give you guys a good angle on this. Help me God, please let the focus be on my head because I can only do this once. I just really hope I'm not pulling off skin here. I'm just gonna go really slow. You know, like when you're peeling wallpaper? It's like unboxing my face. Okay? I'm feeling like that was the last bit. And I'm definitely not leaving the house now again for the next few days. I'm hoping this isn't bleeding. I'm gonna pull out my iPhone now to check. Yep, so I've got a fair bit of blood going on there. So I'm gonna wipe that with some antiseptic wipes in a second. But for now, that's gonna be this vlog done. I really hope you enjoyed it. I tried to make it as enjoyable and as cinematic as possible. I really tried to bring you guys behind the scenes. So if you did enjoy it, please do me a massive favor and hit the like button. It literally takes you a millisecond and it helps to promote this video to new audiences. And of course, also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll be sure to update you guys on my progress as the months go by, and you won't want to miss that. So like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And from Ammar here in the United Kingdom, peace.